Third match of the evening, the third first-round match of the 2011 Battle of Los Angeles. The winner of this match goes on to face Willie Mack in the second round. Joining me here on commentary, senior official Rick Knox.
Thank you very much, Excalibur. And this is actually a type of a rematch almost from Wrestle Reunion 2.
It is exactly. El Generico at that time was challenging Claudio Castagnoli for the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship title that Claudio lost to Kevin Steen last month.
In an unscheduled impromptu match, as it were.
Yes, it was. Kevin Steen wrestling his third match of the night that night. On his way to wrestling his second match of the night tonight, we'll face the winner of the next matchup between Eddie Edwards and Roderick Strong. Claudio Castagnoli was the winner in their meeting in January.
It was a successful clean, successful title defense for him. Let's see what happens here tonight. Tournament setup, a little bit different situation. You go into it with a different head, different game plan.
That's right. You have to be aware of how whatever injuries you sustain in this match will affect you in the future rounds. That is something that both men need to definitely keep in mind. Claudio Castagnoli with a big shove on El Generico, and looks like Claudio Castagnoli's got a bit of a sourpuss since losing the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship.
I think
but who can blame him, really?
Yeah, I'd be a little ticked off the way that went down as well, but and maybe he's taking a little bit of his frustrations out on the new champion Steen's former partner, El Generico.
Former partner, and now just heated blood rival.
Yeah, pretty much a hated enemy.
Yeah, I don't think bad blood. What is a worse term than bad blood?
Terrible blood.
Yeah,
I guess.
there's terrible blood between El Generico and Kevin Steen.
Wow, Castagnoli and Generico at this point just exchanging some wrist locks and face locks, trying to gain a little bit of an advantage in the early stages of this tournament match.
Looked like Generico's trying to lift up now, right through, wrenching the arm, spinning Claudio Castagnoli through. Claudio up on his feet though.
This goes to show you what proper leverage can do in a wrestling ring. Doesn't matter how big you are.
Generico behind Claudio Castagnoli, though. Claudio with the wrist lock. Got the top wrist lock applied. Generico rolling through, kips up.
Wow.
Single leg kip up. And he looked like he was going in for another arm drag.
Yeah, he was.
But Claudio was just standing there like a rock.
Yeah, he basically had none of the shenanigans at this point. He just wants to grind him into the mat at this point.
Claudio sprawls, avoids the single leg takedown. Generico, he dove for the leg, but it was kind of a haphazard dive. I think he was trying to catch Claudio off guard. Not even a one count there. I guess maybe a one count. Referee Patrick Hernandez, Jr., senior official here in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
This is the, I believe, 7th Battle of Los Angeles tournament held here by PWG, but the first time that it's been a single night tournament. So a little bit of a different format for us.
7th, really?
Well, I just did the math in my head.
I think it's the 6th.
2005, right? Was the first one?
Yeah.
05, 06, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be the 7th.
Rick Knox.
Wow.
Mathematician, Rick Knox.
I impressed myself.
Claudio Castagnoli just wrenching on the arm and the fingers of El Generico. Look at that, just pulling back on the hand. He's got those fingers splayed out.
What I don't like about that hold is what usually comes next, and that's that snap, that finger snap that you see.
Yeah, it's not a break. It's a pop.
It is a pop.
It's those fingers being pulled out of their socket.
Yeah.
And if they don't reset on the first time, if they stay out of socket, then that is a hugely painful thing to have to wrestle with. You have to try to reset your fingers while trying to keep your eyes on your opponent.
Oh, I could not imagine it.
Claudio Castagnoli backing El Generico to the ropes, to the corner. Claudio, Mongolian chop from the Swiss man.
Could not believe what I just saw.
Claudio Castagnoli showing off a bit of a mean streak. Fans of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, longtime fans, will have seen that mean streak before in his, actually in the aforementioned rivalry between Chris Hero and Human Tornado. Claudio
right.
Castagnoli was brought in as Human Tornado's ringer against Chris Hero.
That's right. I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, that was after Castagnoli had been absent from PWG for some time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, and then after that feud with Chris Hero and Human Tornado, Claudio once again disappeared. And when he came back at last year's Battle Los Angeles, 2010, he was like a whole new Claudio. I mean, he was, you know, he had taken that aggression that he had shown in that run in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, but he had focused that aggression, and now.
Yeah, he really refined his whole attitude.
He'd become a complete professional wrestler. Instead of being one or two dimensional, he was completely three-dimensional, and that allowed him to win the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship shortly after returning. In fact, it was the show after the 2010 Battle of Los Angeles. After Davey Richards had vacated the title, there was the four-way, the four-way at the Curse of Gorilla Island, where Claudio Castagnoli defeated Joey Ryan, Brandon Gatson, and Chris Hero to win the championship. Only getting a series of 2 counts on Generico. Generico's shoulders on the mat. Claudio.
And I win.
Wow!
Whoa.
Swept out the leg, but Generico recovered. Arm drag, leg lariat, and El Generico.
Quick pinfall. Oh, not quite 2 there.
Lateral press, only getting him a 1 count. And that is the shocking agility of El Generico that you have to account for.
That's right. I mean, El Generico is a legitimate threat to defeat Claudio Castagnoli in any match. Don't think he's not just because of the size difference. Tremendous competitor.
And in recent months, he's been in there with Ricochet. Oh, but now dropped face first on the turnbuckle. And Ricochet is, perhaps a step and a half faster than El Generico. Of course, he's a few years younger than him. Has a lot less miles on his legs, and a little smaller, a little less weight. But still, you tend to forget just how fast and how explosive El Generico is until you see him on his own when he's not standing next to Ricochet.
That's right. Very good point. Hard to compare when they see him together. It seems like Ricochet's the high flyer of the duo, but really not the case at all. They both are.
They both are. Ricochet's just a little faster, but compared to Claudio Castagnoli, who he's no slouch, but he is not as fast or as agile as El Generico. He is just.
But he plays to his strengths, and
his
one of them is his strength.
Yeah, exactly. And that and his knowledge of how to inflict the maximum amount of punishment
like
on
this
his
right
opponent.
here. I mean,
he's got the legs of El Generico grapevine, with Generico spread across his knee. So it's not just the back, it's the knees and the neck of El Generico. A true 3-in-1.
Yeah, you've never
Claudio Castagnoli.
Where else do you see a backbreaker applied with the legs cradled like that?
Who is strong enough to hold somebody on there? Who's strong enough to hold somebody that's not a little kid?
Exactly.
That's
I could do it to my nephew.
Exactly what I was thinking. It's something you do with your cousin when you play wrestling. And now Claudio Castagnoli, he's got one arm straight jacketed, both arms of El Generico straight jacketed.
That is legal. There's nothing illegal with that. It's not a smother. It's not a choke.
And Generico, though, rolls through. He's got the straight jacket applied on Claudio. With those huge, huge arms of Claudio, very tough to keep them pinned down. Claudio very easily stands up to his feet. Claudio, the one-man brute squad.
Yeah, back to Generico with hard elbow to the chin there on Generico.
Generico, of course, does have the...
Whoa. Poor Patrick didn't see. I think he's a little confused there. The fans kind of defecating on that 1 count there.
Losing his mind.
Yeah.
That's right. Paying the price for it.
Yeah, I'll make an excuse. Patrick's going to get married next month. He's got a lot on his mind, so.
And apparently suffering from early onset Alzheimer's. Chop to the chest, taking Generico off his feet, knocking him down. Claudio continuing to work over the back, the spine, and the knees. I guess the back is the spine and the knees of El Generico.
He's trying to hook that arm in and really wrench him. But look at this.
It's a bow and arrow stretch across the shin.
Yeah.
While he's grounded, but he's driving that shin into the spine, into the ribs of El Generico. Perhaps trying to fracture the ribs. I mean, you get a rib fracture on the side of your body, it's bad. But if you get it on the back, where the rib actually meets the vertebrae of your back,
there's not much you can do without feeling pain.
Oh, Generico!
Wow.
450 lands on his feet.
Look at this. Wow.
Claudio stops him.
Claudio stopped him in mid-spin. Drops him right down. Ooh, almost pinned him. Quick pin again.
2 count lateral press.
Third time's the charm? No. Fourth time.
Hooking the leg, deep cover. Very close. Perhaps if Patrick hadn't had that one back from earlier, that might have been a 3 count.
Yeah, no kidding.
Claudio Castagnoli really putting a beating on the back of El Generico, trying to neutralize that speed advantage, trying to prevent Generico from picking him up in the brainbuster.
And you know, a lot of people might watch what just happened there and go like, why would you pin him after he kicked out? And keep trying to pin him if he keeps kicking out. He's obviously not ready to be pinned. Think about all the energy that you're expelling by kicking out over and over.
And having to generate leverage from your back, from your bringing your knees up.
Absolutely.
And kicking you're extending your spine by kicking out.
Each one of those 2 counts was a little bit later than the one previous. So had Claudio kept on him, who knows?
Claudio picking Generico up by his face. Generico throwing in some right hands to the midsection of Claudio. A shot, more of a slap. Generico rolls through, spins Claudio down. Claudio, bipasso. Generico.
Wow, look at that, look at that.
Oh! Went for the Hurricane Rana. He flipped him, but both men crashed down hard. I think Claudio might have struck his head. No, just gut wrench him up and puts him down.
Hey, for effort there for Generico, but it just seemed to infuriate Castagnoli. A pair of gut wrench powerbomb suplex on the third. My God, that's
Claudio is a beast.
pure devastation. My God.
Oh, Generico kicks out 3 consecutive gut wrenches.
2 7/8 on that near fall right there. Generico still showing some signs of life. Amazing.
Claudio Castagnoli, he is pissed off. Kevin Steen advancing to the second round. Imagine if Claudio Castagnoli were to meet Kevin Steen in the finals of the Battle of Los Angeles. Then Claudio could call for the title shot on September 10th.
That would be pretty fantastic. I mean, look at this.
Oh, Generico tough and gone hello.
And both men are down outside. And you were absolutely right, Excalibur. If Claudio were to come away with the victory here and able to challenge Steen for the belt, or even, you know, farther down in the tournament if they were to meet,
it's not title match in the tournament. But if he defeats Kevin Steen, I mean, both men will have wrestled 3 times. You know, Kevin Steen had wrestled 3 times at 8. But
That's
Claudio
right.
Castagnoli had just defeated Chris Hero. It was immediately after the match. So Steen had a little bit of a chance to catch his breath before challenging Claudio Castagnoli and winning the title. So both men would kind of be on level footing if they met in the 3rd round.
Very true.
A better indicator of who would come away with the victory if they were to meet again for the title.
Generico perched atop the top rope. Big press. Wow! My God!
1, 2,
Oh, wow, wow, wow. I could have sworn that was going to be 3. I've never seen anybody get caught on a top rope press.
The crossbody popped him up.
Inverted into a back.
Popped him up into the Quemadora.
I can't even complete my thought. That was ridiculous.
Claudio Castagnoli.
He's winding up for something big here. He hits the back rope.
Generico gets his boot up, blocks the lariat, sweeps out the legs.
Quick pin? No.
Cartwheels out, Generico coming off. Quemadora.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Got him in the backbreaker. Argentine backbreaker.
Are we going to see it? Here we
Precursor
go.
to the UFO.
Generico.
And scissor reversal.
Nice counter. Look at this. They're running after
A
them.
Luma kick in the corner.
Wow. Brainbuster? No. Oh, my God. Out of nowhere, Claudio just nails him with that European uppercut. 1, 2. Oh, reversal. 2. Oh, my God. 2 again. Oh, this is amazing. What a series of near fall. I think a lot of people think that was 3. It was only 2. It was only 2. This match is still continuing.
Unbelievable.
Great officiating there by Patrick Hernandez. And you can tell the fans appreciate this action. What a sequence. What a combination of events right there. That was fantastic. We still have some fans swearing that was 3. It was not. It was 2. We had a perfect vantage point right here.
He's got him set up. The pyramid bomb, the Ricola bomb, excuse me.
Whoa, that's all muscle right there.
Oh!
Whoa!
him up on his feet. Lariat! Turns him inside out. 1, 2, no!
Wow.
Generico kicks out once again.
It doesn't get much closer than that, folks. It does not get much closer than that. Generico still showing signs of life in this match.
Generico, of course, he's got to be the most resilient competitor in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla history.
He really does, my God.
I mean, there is no shortage of people that can come back from a beating, but nobody quite like El Generico. But he might be at his wit's end here.
I would have to think. But wait, look at this. Are we
Claudio.
going to maybe see what I think?
Claudio.
Generico is setting up for the top rope brainbuster.
Generico being battered by Claudio.
Uh-oh.
Claudio.
And this just might be the
could
beginning.
be the avalanche Ricola bomb. And when there's an avalanche in that Swiss Alps, everybody pays the price.
My God, what is going to happen here?
Claudio puts on the brakes.
Oh no, he's locking it in.
He's got the arms crossed.
Oh no. This might be the last hurrah for El Generico.
Generico reverses. Claudio rolls him through. Generico rolls him through. 1, 2, right.
Maybe Generico wins. What a match. El Generico advances.
El Generico advances to face Willie Mack in the second round of the 2011 Battle of Los Angeles.